Hi, hello, welcome to Dusty Shop, where bad decisions are rabid and planning is lacking. So, don't do what we do. Well, you could try it. Have fun with it. You know, do the YouTube stuff. Click like and subscribe. Alright, thanks. Edit. Alright, circus goers, so today, we're going to do a DYIYD, one of those things. So what we got here is we got some purlin, we got some pistons, connecting rods. So what we need to do is we need to make a rod end heater. Because I used to use a torch. It's probably not the greatest way to do it. So what I went on bought, like everybody sees on TikTok and all them other places, is one of these. How well is this going to work? I have no idea. This is what we're trying to. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a rod end heater. So that way, because I tried another person's DIY trick to try to make this thing happen, Captain, and I ended up fucking up one of my new pistons. Oops. So we have the stock piston, because, I done fucked up, like I said, one of these new pistons, because I was trying to put it in there, and I didn't have no heat, and I was trying to do it cold, and somebody said they could do it, and they were full of shit. And I fucked this piston up. Because I can't even hardly get the fucking rod, the pin through it now. It don't matter, because this piston ain't no good. Because I tried pushing it through, and I didn't think that was going to work. And you know what? I was right. So, what I got now is a bad fucking piston. You shouldn't have to do that with that piston. Oh! That thing should just slide through in and out of here like butter. Like a butter. But it don't. So, we're going to have to do is, we're going to build, okay. So, there's that. Let me grab my keeper. I'm thinking about it. Alright. So, we're going to rig this up. Basically, you can clamp the piston down. Once you heat it up in here, clamp the piston down, and then set the press pin on these stock style rods. Because I'm building just a 355, and I don't need big high dollar expensive rods. I was hoping to save these, but we still might. We'll see how the induction thingy here works. George is going to build. This is his little deal, so he's going to be doing it all. We're going to clamp it, so you can clamp it down, have different sizes, clamp it, have a stopper on it, push the pin in, muy well. That's the plan. So we'll let George get to work and do his thing, and let's get us a piston. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just like that. It looks like that. Boom. Just to heat up the very end of the piston. I mean the rod. Piston. Don't want to heat the piston up. I want to heat the rod up. Just the very tip of the rod, like we're supposed to. So, George. Alright, so like I said, we'll let George do his thing and get to making this, fabricating it. It's not, like I said, not super hard, but it's handy. And we can use this thing for other things. We'll try to see how this thing works out through the shop. It's also one of them testing product thingies. So, how well do they work? I don't know. I bought it. What the hell? Let's see what it does. For this and other things, they make it seem, the other guys are out there running around going, man, this thing's just amazing. And we've already seen on this channel where, if it don't work, we're going to say it don't work. If it works, great. Kind of like the flex seal thing. Someday we need to come do an update on the flex seal, on the old drive shaft thing. Everybody liked that idea. Still holds, still working. So, anywho, with that being said, George is going to get after this and get her done. Alright, circus goers. So as we can see here, George has got a pile of stuff sitting there in front of him. And as he's cleaning up that piece of angle line, we'll go kind of over what we got here. And yeah, we're doing a voiceover again. So, we got a piece of 4-inch C purlin. We got a couple pieces of 2-inch square tubing. Piece of angle iron. I think that's 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inch. And then that little piece of 4-inch C. It's just stuff laying around the back of the shop that we have. So, for what it is, it's good enough. Like I said, George cleaning it up. That way he can start kind of tack welding everything together. And so, that's going to hold it. And there he is. He's tack welding the angle iron to that piece of 2-inch, because the angle iron is what's going to hold the little induction heater. So that way you ain't got to hang on to it. Because just trying to make this thing as easy as possible, friendly, I guess, to work, to use. As you can see there, George has got the old little inductor heater. And there's the piece of angle iron on that piece of square tubing, and that's where it's going to sit. So you're going to go and flat angle. I guess it don't really matter, because the little copper ends on that thing. You can bend them around to what you want. We decided to go with a piece of put it on there at an angle. So it's going to sit like that. Yep, just like that. And then right now we're just trying to figure out where the height is we wanted it. I don't remember why we did it at an angle. Just cause it's just the way we thought it would work. Easier to kind of hold the button, because you're going to have to hold the button, because the button don't lock. They don't tell you that, but the button don't lock. So probably a safety feature, some crazy ass thing like that. But so there's George. That's the little platform that the connecting rod will sit on, and that way it kind of holds the height, kind of center it up there. And we didn't put any kind of like holding, no like alignment pins or nothing like that, because it's all wide open. And like you see right there, that's kind of how it's going to go. So we'll catch the end of the rod, and then you just kind of that's all we wanted on that little stand. That way you can get the connecting rod in there where you want it, how you want it, and then you get to hold the button while you kind of heat it up. So nothing. George tacking it in there. Like I said, we decided with a slope. Could be flat, don't matter. Your preference. If you want to build one like this or something like it, this is the way we did ours. And so just makes it easier. I guess you could have used one too. That square tubing. The thing's not heavy, but George wanted to go and put a back one on there. We are a little rough with stuff. A lot of the times we're a lot rough with stuff at times. So quick little tack here, quick little tack there, and then we're on off to the races. We'll let George do what George does, and he'll get it all welded out. Before he does weld it out, a couple more, just test it, make sure everything's where he wants it and how he wants it. So, and then let's get this thing welded out. All right, as we can see here, George is doing what George likes to do, which is do a little welding. And that is the angle iron and square tubing that's going to hold the induction heater at the angle we wanted it at. It don't have to be at an angle. I just figured it might be easier, especially as long as this thing's getting kind of a stretch. And you can lay it flat, like I said before, lay it flat, whatever. So all that good stuff is all welded in and down. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to cut 2 slots. And this is part of where the piston is going to get held. We're going to hold the piston down at. Once you heat that their rod up, you don't want to be messing around trying to like hold the piston and slide it, push it through the pin, through the wrist pin, through the piston and the rod. So you kind of want a spot where you can hold it down. I've ever seen one of the other machines. It's kind of a small, compact little machine. Heat the rod end up, and then you get the piston clamped down, and then you shove the wrist pin through piston and connecting rod. Kind of what we're doing here. just ours is kind of big and long, and being that we do a lot of other stuff, we may try to use this thing for other things too. You never know. You know, we trying to make stuff so that it's not just for one particular thing, but most likely this thing will probably only get used for doing rods and piston together. But you never know. You just never can tell around the shop what we're gonna do with what. Plus, just makes it easier to do it this way. Because the plan is once he's laying out the slots, I think we decided to go with like be able to put like a 5/16 bolt through there, and he's kind of centering up where like that, like boom, piston will sit like so, and then we'll put some clamps, some kind of clamping device on there, and then that way you can adjust it around to different sizes and lengths and all that other good stuff. I do stuff with the Harleys too, so you never know. You might end up having to like mess with those things. One can never tell because the connecting rod on a Harley on the pins. Yeah, might have to do a little heating up in there and get them old wrist pins through them old things, and some of the old weird motors, like the old 305 V6s. They got some monsters pistons in those things. Those are goofy looking things too. And so we're kind of an old hot rod shop, so make it a little diverse, and where we can use it for hopefully different things. Hopefully. Alright, now that George has got everything kind of laid out where he wants on them there slots, we're going to cut some slots because we still do it the old, yeah. We drill a hole on each end of it because we don't have a mill yet or anything like that. And then, it's that's what you got to do. You got to do it. So she's trying to drill through the old C-purl in there. George likes to use the old he likes the torch. He really likes the torch. So he's gonna do there is drill what is that, 4 holes, so that way he can get the ends of it done, because I don't think either one of us could make the end of it nice and smooth like you can with a drill bit. But you can try. I wouldn't be very successful with it, but and obviously, you never know. You never know. And so there he is. George loves the torch. Got a plasma cutter, but he likes the torch. So he's gonna torch those slots out. Which, torch or plasma cutter, still gonna have to do some cleanup. It's just his preferred way of cutting stuff is with the old oxygen and propane, cutting torch as he goes right here and gets them old slots all cut out and ready to go. Alright, so that is going to be part of the clamp system, clamp stuff he's gonna come up with here. So basically kind of same thing. We're gonna cut a slot into that, put a couple bolts in it, so that way you can go width and height and adjust that to hold down different size and pistons down on it, because some of them have long skirts, some of them have short skirts. So he's come up with that way makes it more universal to use. And it's just a piece of 1.5 inches, and then you cut it like everything on here. He ended up using like 5/16 bolts on everything. I'm pretty sure it was all 5/16. And then it's just kind of laid out on there. I think they're like 6 inches tall, something like that. I think they're 6 inches tall, and then they come up. And he actually made 4 pieces, so that way, if you have some of them old funky, because I have a couple of them old funky pistons that are really tall, laying around in the shop, just decoration. They're messed up, but we decided that maybe we ought to make something tall enough to handle those, in case we ever have to actually do that with one of those deals. You know, what's hurt? Doesn't hurt. Have a few extra little pieces and parts. Most little jigs and rigs you get anyway. You get all kinds of universal parts and pieces to make it do multiple things. So that's what he's doing right here. He's going to lay it all out. And, you know, he's going to do it, you know, the way he likes to do it, which is the old torch, warm everything up and bend it and drill it and cut it and get it all shaped and the way he wants and done. So that way, yeah, we can get her done. All right, so as you can see there on the table, that's part of one of the, and around there on the old piston dealie, there's one of the uprights for it, and George made some extensions. So yeah, like you can, like I said, you can get really tall with it, because some of the with them adjusters like that, some of the like dome pistons and some of the weird pistons and all that. That way we can lay it into that thing flat. We'll just have to use different things to kind of shim it up or block it up, so that way the piston sits flat. And so that's kind of what we're looking at now. Is he's got that piston right there is a valve release piston, and so he's got his little extension on there. First we were going to take and run a bolt down to it, so that would kind of clamp it down. And so he made them tall enough so that way you could add a going nut or a bolt or something like that, and we're just playing around with it with like that. It's completely adjustable. Like I said, now you can adjust it up and down, and then like I said, you can, first we talk about putting like a all thread to the top of the eye, and then holding the piston down to it. But then I was looking at it going, well, you still need a lot of room, you know, as you can see right there. You can see how it's got the topper on there. You got to be careful of the gotta get the rod in there. So got room to get the rod in there and kind of work it. So we messed around with it a little bit, and like I said, we got rid of that part of it, but we're looking at it. It was like, well, you know, because he had them kind of wide, so we had to kind of thin it down, and ended up coming up with just using those like for extensions for like longer pistons. You know, sometimes when you're doing these things, you get in the heat of the moment there, and you kind of overthink it, over engineer it, maybe something like that. And sometimes you just got to keep the old KISS thing in mind. Keep it simple, stupid, because simplest things work best. So yeah, and that's what that's what we're doing right now. We're just kind of kicking around the idea of, you know, what to do and not to do, and, you know, said, and sometimes, you know, 2 melons are better than one. The Lord knows in this shop, you know, we both overlook stuff and the other one catches it. That's what makes our little deal work like a champ. This is our rod end heater, because, you know, these things are expensive, and I don't do this a lot. I do it some, but not a lot. And I don't know how to justify the expense of one of these nice, like Sunco or whatever. I try to find one, but no way, no. At least not one affordable. So what we got here is we have our induction heating thingy we all seen on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. These things have been all over the place. How well it works, I have no fucking clue. But this is just a bunch of scrap metal. So what George did, as we've seen in the video, is so we take your rod, you put it in here, you heat up the tip, and then you gotta hold the button, because you gotta hold the button anyway. This thing can't run for a couple seconds anyway. It shouldn't take that long to heat it up. Then you take it out of here. We'll set it in here, and then we'll slide the wrist pin through here with this, because this is nice and warm and stretched through there, and it should just slide on through. And then this will have to be like clamped down, and then he's got some brackets here, hold the sides. This kind of keeps it from, like if you're pushing on it, that'll keep it from sliding up. It'll probably be spun around the other way. And then that's for like a sock piston. Take it out. Now we've got the aftermarket pistons with like a dome piston. You set the old these in here, kind of keep the old dome off the, the dome up out of the way. Yep. Then you make another adjustment right here, like so. Get your piston. Get your work set up. Make a few adjustments real quick. Like I said, like so. Like so. Like so. And here. Now you do the same thing. The same exact thing. Now, of course, this beloved piston is screwed up. So once you get heated up, you just push. You come in here and you would push this right into here. You get your old rod, your old piston set up the way you want it. Boom. Come in here, set it up. Yeah, but this probably clamp down on the table, and then push it in there. So that's it. Pretty simple. Everything can be, like I said, we just take it off, use it for other stuff. We'll try it around. We'll see how well it works. We'll try it. I don't know. It might work great. It might work like shit. I don't know. If not, then we'll fucking.
Hey, man, you call it my work shit.
No. I'm talking about our beloved Amazon special induction heater. This will work because even if this turns out to be an ass, what I'll do is, I've done it with heat. But what we may do is, if we had to, we'll just fucking run it around the other way, set it up like this, and then run heat. Put like a torch where you can run it. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll try this first, and then if not, if this don't work, then fuck, we'll try something else. It'll be all right. But with that being said, that is our DIY rod end heater. That we can press the piston. Wrist pin in piston. Yeah, pressed in pistons. So, all right, with that being said, thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one. All right, thanks.